Lighting the Al Davis torch here at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. We are ready for action. Raiders won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. They will kick it off with Daniel Carlson. And Tremont Smith is the deep man for KC. The last time we saw the Chiefs, the eye-popping numbers that Andy Reid's squad put up against the Rams in a 54-51 loss. There were 14 touchdowns in that game, 3 by defensive players, but 5 turnovers for the Chiefs. John Gruden's squad going against Kansas City for the first time this season. They'll do it again in the regular season finale. We're underway in Oakland. Returnable for Smith, who dives across the 20-yard line. That's where the Chiefs will open up. Dwayne Harris on special teams making the play. Patrick Mahomes, 6 road games this season, Dan. 24 touchdowns.
Yeah, out of his 37, and you talked about what he did last time out against the Rams. Is this a bounce-back game for him? He threw 6 touchdown passes in that game, but he did have 3 interceptions, and he lost 2 fumbles.
During the bye, spent some time down in Texas, visited his alma mater, Texas Tech. Fake it. Mahomes throwing on first down. Connection made to Kelsey. And a big play. Lost the football. It's still rolling. The Raiders have it. Oakland comes up with a loose ball. Tahir Whitehead helped jar it loose. And the Raiders on the first play create a turnover.
Well, here's Kelsey right here, and here's Nelson. He's going to get inside of Nelson, and Nelson never sees this ball as Mahomes just whips it right behind him. And now, after the hit, check out Nelson. He doesn't quit on the play. In fact, he's going to recover the fumble of Kelsey.
What a wild start. Kansas City hits on a big play right out of the gate.
And the exact type of play the Raiders need to have any chance against the Chiefs today. Big underdogs, obviously, because of what's happened this year, but getting this first turnover after what appeared to be a big Kansas City play is perfect medicine for what ails the Raiders.
All turnovers are reviewed, and it has been confirmed. John Gruden's squad gets the ball at their own 44-yard line, coming off a 34-17 loss in Baltimore, but they were down just 3 entering the fourth quarter. Only 249 yards of offense a week ago. Handoff. Doug Martin the spin, and ends up picking up 2 yards, hit by Anthony Hitchens on the play. Derek Carr has a chance to become the Raiders' all-time leading passer here this afternoon. Comes in 69 yards away from passing our CBS colleague Rich Gannon. Tack on some yards for Carr on a dump off for Jordy Nelson. Nelson has not been 100%, banged up knee, bruised, picks up a yard through the air. Offensive line, that has been an Achilles heel. They are very young at the tackle positions with Miller and Parker. They've given up a bunch of sacks this season. Skill position players, Gruden by his own admission, they're just not talented enough at wide receiver to demand the attention of the defense. 3rd down and 7 after the turnover. Carr making sure everybody's on the same page here. Carr floats it over the middle, caught by Roberts, and a flag down. Ron Parker with the stick, and he is short right now. We'll wait on the penalty from Sean Smith.
Yeah, you'd anticipate a targeting helmet-to-helmet shot here as Roberts was going down.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. The result of the play is 4th down.
Smith's crew, 2nd most penalties per game this season. Well, what do? It's 4th down on the first possession for Oakland. What do you think?
Certainly looked like helmet-to-helmet. But the concern was on the pick play. The Raiders executed it perfectly and were not, after conversation, deemed to have had pass interference. So, yeah, you're 2-9. You've got a big turnover. You got to go for it in this situation.
Raiders have actually started games well on offense this season. It's a running play. They've got the first down. Martin slicing through across the 40-yard line in Kansas City territory. And a flag is down at the 45.
Holding offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Replay, fourth down.
It's the former Chief, the veteran, two-time Pro Bowler, Rodney Hudson.
Right here in the middle of the screen, working against Derek Namdi. And I'm not sure we see much of a hold there. It looked like Martin was through the hole.
So now the Raiders have to punt, and the dangerous Tyreek Hill waiting for it at the 14-yard line, averaging 11.6 yards per return with a touchdown of 91 yards. The Raiders have scored on the opening drive 6 times this season. And that's impressive for a team that's 30th overall in scoring. That was not a good punt. Johnny Townsend has had his problems. So that whole sequence did not go well for Oakland after coming up with a turnover. No harm done for Kansas City. 22-yard punt for Townsend of the Raiders. So the Chiefs get the football back, and they actually didn't lose much yardage after the turnover. Spencer Ware led the Chiefs in rushing back in 2016 and was slated to be the starter last year before that injury. That's when Kareem Hunt stepped in and led the NFL in rushing. They'll toss it to Hill. The cut by Hill, and now the speed. Down the sideline, Hill walking the tightrope. Out of bounds. The block from Eric Fisher, and that helps spring Hill loose for 33 yards.
Yeah, another big play for Tyreek Hill. It's a pretty good block there from Kelsey, but look at the fake. Puts Marcus Gilchrist on his knees and blows by the rest of the Raiders.
Line of scrimmage is now the Oakland 32-yard line. Remember, they had a big play before Kelsey coughed it up. But Kansas City believes they can move the football in a variety of ways here against this Oakland defense. Raiders are ranked 32nd last against the run. Mahomes, deep shot. Incomplete. Chris Conley flagged down. Nick Nelson, the rookie out of Wisconsin, in coverage.
No, he never saw the ball. He did not need to make contact. This ball was well overthrown because Nelson had good coverage. Mahomes let it sail over the top of Conley, and for some reason, Nelson, without seeing where the ball was, made contact.
Pass interference. Defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
This crew has called the most pass interference penalties in the NFL this season.
The ball sailing way over the top of both players. And that contact there puts the Raiders in a big hole.
And a jump by Oakland trying to get an advantage. This Raider team is 2-9. The 2 victories against Cleveland in overtime and Arizona. We're going to hear a lot of Sean Smith today.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 99. After distance penalty to the goal, remains first down.
It is Arden Key, another rookie at LSU. You're going to hear that word a lot. Rookie.
Really not a head bob or anything out of Mahomes to draw Key into the neutral zone.
First and goal for Kansas City. Ware, single setback, fake it to him. Mahomes on the move, throws for the touchdown. The catch made by Kelsey. Kansas City on the board with ease.
Really a beautiful route by Kelsey. Lining up wide as a wide receiver, faked the slant route on Daryl Worley. And watch Worley bite on this. And also look at the athletic ability of Kelsey. Sharp move there, back, spinning out of it, makes the catch, and then powers across the line.
Extra point from Harrison Butker. He's been Mr. Extra Point this season. 51st attempt. He's made 47 of them. He knocks that one through. They go 2 plays, 65 yards, 2 penalties, and a pretty move by Kelsey to put Kansas City on the board.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Wendy's Bacon Maple Chicken Sandwich. Garmin. Get a Garmin smartwatch and beat yesterday. And by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network.
A comfortable day here in the Bay Area. Kansas City offense looking comfortable. 10th touchdown drive of 3 plays or fewer, the most in the NFL, and it's Mahomes to Kelsey to put the Chiefs in front 7-0. Butker kicks it off. Dwayne Harris returns from the 2. The veteran crosses the 25 and a flag flies. Brought down to the 26-yard line. Garrick Dieter making the play on special teams. Mahomes 38 touchdowns on the season.
25 of them on the road.
Holding return team number 58. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Hold against Kyle Wilbur of Oakland.
Well, the important thing for Mahomes is watch on this play the ball placement. Absolutely perfect. Out in front, no loss of stride by Kelsey. His momentum carries him into the corner of the end zone. Just could not have been done any better by Mahomes and Kelsey.
First down, Carr floats it upstairs, caught by Nelson. Good timing there. Working against Steven Nelson for 24 yards.
Now this is going to what has to happen for Carr today is that his wide receivers have to win these one-on-one man-to-man battles. Leading receivers, the tight end Jared Cook, he expects to be doubled all day today. So Nelson and Seth Roberts have got to come up big.
Working out of the gun, Carr will keep it. Veers out of bounds as he crosses the 45-yard line. So Carr picks up 7 yards going against this Kansas City defense. You know, when talking to Andy Reid, he felt that this unit had started to click. Obviously, when you look at the numbers against the Rams, you say, what's the problem here? But Reid believes that this final stretch of the season, they'll come together. He has confidence in this unit. It's a handoff to Martin, and that ball pops free. Battle for it.
But the Chiefs have got it.
And they do. Kansas City comes away with it. Martin upsetted himself. And they'll take over in Oakland territory. Justin Houston with the football.
Looked like the ball was pushed out by Alan Bailey. Got his right hand on the ball.
So a couple of 8-year veterans collaborating there. First Bailey on the punch out, Houston on the recovery. And as if Kansas City needs any other advantages against this Oakland team, they're going to open up this drive at the 49-yard line. 11:13 to play here in the opening quarter. Ware has still not touched the football. And now he will. Ware breaks a tackle, but then gets brought down by Frosty Rucker down low. You know, Spencer Ware, when we sat down with him last night, we asked him about the knee. Missed all of last season. He said, I'm approaching it with a fearless mentality, but there are things that I just haven't done yet physically. So it's a test out there for him.
Well, and stamina, too. I mean, the mental side of it, only 10% of the reps in practice this week. He will be tested. Now he's out wide.
Well, this is the versatility of the Kansas City offense. Mahomes looking, steps up. Mahomes will run, and there's nobody there. Mahomes to the outside and out of bounds. Patrick Mahomes, he waited and then turned it upfield for 28 yards.
Yeah, it's man-to-man coverage by the Raiders. So once he steps up, the Raiders can't get him there with a dive from Rucker. Nobody's around, as you said, Ian. In fact, Nelson was running with his back, trying to guard one of the wide receivers.
15-yard penalty. First down.
So a personal foul on Cam Irving. But that was after Mahomes made his run. It had nothing to do with Mahomes getting that yardage. But they'll take 15 yards back and place the Chiefs at the 34-yard line of Oakland.
Yeah, it was a late hit. Irving on Conley. Holmes way out of bounds.
Yeah, it was over. Back it up for Kansas City. We'll hit the 10-minute mark of this first quarter. Already 5 combined penalties. Mahomes, plenty of time. Mahomes throws, nobody home. He and his target, Kelsey, were not on the same page. Kelsey kept moving up the field looking for a touchdown.
You may say he has plenty of time to throw a lot today.
Should I come up with other ways to describe it?
Well, how about you just say the Raiders only have 10 sacks in 11 games?
Well, I think you just said it. I don't have to report that. 2nd and 10 for KC. Yeah, they have not gotten much pressure throughout the season. Obviously, the trade of Khalil Mack to Chicago playing a big role in that. Handoff to Ware. Spencer Ware keeps the legs churning and takes it into the secondary. First down, Kansas City. Whitehead helps make the play defensively for Oakland, but it's an 18-yard run for Ware.
And a bounce-back play for Cameron Irving as they're going to double team here, and that is exactly where Ware's going to cut off. But at the end of the play, Ware goes about 230 pounds on a 5'10 frame. A lot of power. And that was a very confidence-building run for him.
New set of downs for Kansas City, already leading it 7-0. Mahomes operating from the gun. Mahomes guns it. Incomplete. Demetrius Harris looked up and the ball was there. Garin Conley in coverage for the Raiders.
I think the ball went right through Conley's hands. Trying to get it to the big tight end at 6'7". Yeah, Conley drops an interception in the end zone. This is back-to-back passes that Mahomes has thrown that may have been picked off. That one certainly should have been.
2nd and 10 for Kansas City. Hill, the motion man, already has a 33-yard run. Fake it all over. And they hit Damian Williams, the cut up field by Williams. So it's not all on Spencer Ware's shoulders. They will work in the former Dolphin Damian Williams as well. 7-yard pickup. When we asked Andy Reid about the running back combo, he said the team has a lot of confidence in both players. Then he specifically pointed out with Ware that he's a great story. And said Ware actually has a lot of similarities to Kareem, although Hunt is faster than Ware. Williams has a little bit of that jiggle that he can work in the open field. 3rd and 3. Mahomes, swing pass. Williams gets hit immediately by Morrow. Could not turn the corner on the perimeter. No gain.
Well, Morrow's got Williams in man-to-man coverage. He closes quickly, and then because the ball was kind of made Williams spin around, he had to endure that big hit from Morrow.
Harrison Butker has been consistent in field goal attempts less than 50 yards, 19 straight. This is a 29-yarder. Bit of a chip shot here for Butker. Chiefs in front, 10-0. Butker with a field goal to cap it off. 7:42 to play, opening quarter. Kansas City currently the #1 scoring offense in the NFL, 36.7 points per game. They've got 10 on the board with 7:42 to play in this first quarter. Butker will kick it off to Dwayne Harris. Harris, the former Cowboy and Giant, and a Pro Bowler as a special teamer back in 2016. Butker's kick just sits there, rolls. That is a mistake.
It crossed the goal line, though.
Oh, it did.
Yep.
He was very fortunate. He came out at the 1.
He was hoping it would go out of bounds. He was waiting for it. The ball just refused.
Discussion now between the officials. Take a look at how Harris approached this one. He's out of bounds, though, as he touched the ball. The question, did the ball bounce over the goal line before he touched it?
And had not reestablished in the field of play. Therefore, by rule, we have a kickoff out of bounds. Kansas City, the ball will be placed placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
Good spot by you, Bird.
But Oakland somehow benefits from this because he was out of bounds and the ball was out of bounds once he touched it. A strange confluence.
How many games do you watch in your lifetime? I've never seen anything like that, where a guy makes a mistake and benefits.
Odd.
In that type of year for the Raiders. Maybe it's an omen.
Maybe.
Yeah, watch his right foot here. He thinks this ball might go out of bounds. And now it changes direction. Right foot clearly out of bounds as he grabs it. First and 10 at the 40.
Just how they drew it up on special teams. Carr, shotgun, swings it to the outside, caught by Jared Cook. He's been the Raiders' best weapon on offense. 5 yards as he's hit by Reggie Ragland. And when our group talked to Jared Cook, he said, look, John Gruden, he makes football fun.
Well, he creates formations for him to get open, get him the ball as much as possible. He expects to be double teamed throughout the day so far, but that time he was singled up. Carr with a good read and a good pass.
Yeah, Cook's been more of an afterthought in previous offenses that he's played in. Carr on a give. DeAndre Washington is in. They'll mix and match Martin, Richard, and Washington. 1 yard, maybe a yard and a half. Allen Bailey combining with Xavier Williams for Kansas City. So the Raiders face a 3rd and 3. Well, we asked John Gruden, what's the message been this week? He said, hey, just keep getting better. We know what we're up against here with Kansas City. We're not going to have a lot of group therapy sessions. We're keeping things simple, especially for the young players. 3rd down, Carr hits his man. Jordy Nelson extended the ball out, and they will give him the spot for a 1st down.
Really heads-up play by Nelson. He knew he was short if he just went to the ground. Watch him reach out with his right hand here. Just enough over the 50-yard line. Drive started right on the 40, so all he needed to do was get to the 50. And he barely does with this big effort.
Derek Carr has gone 6 straight games without an interception. Now 194 straight passes. He's 5 of 5 here today. Give to Martin. He has nowhere to go. A convoy of defenders led by Justin Houston for Kansas City. And it's a loss of 1 on the play with 5:35 to go in the 1st quarter. Kansas City comes in ranked 30th in team defense. They're allowing nearly 415 yards per game under defensive coordinator Bob Sutton in his 6th year, 19th year in the NFL. 2nd and long for Oakland. Carr. The timing toss to Doug Martin, who spilled out after a modest gain of 2. Steven Nelson with a hit for Kansas City. It's now 3rd and long for the Raiders.
On that 2nd and long, Bird, the defensive coordinator Bob Sutton going with the zone, so Steve Nelson had that short flat area, and as soon as the ball was out, he reacted quickly to bring up a 3rd and long.
Nickel package here for Kansas City. 3rd and 9 for the Raiders. Carr, rush coming. And Carr is demolished. He did not see D. Ford coming. Get the license plate number.
Well, he had
Ford.
Yeah, he had time to begin with, but there goes Ford picking up his 10th sack of the year with that shot there as Brandon Parker, the rookie right tackle, gives up another sack. Surprising to me that they did not chip on D. Ford and give the rookie some help on that 3rd and long.
And Dan put that into context. 10th sack for Ford. That matches the Raiders' entire total this season as a defense. The punt from Townsend. And fair catch called for by Hill. Chiefs will have it after the 39-yard punt. Oakland couldn't do anything with the excellent field position. 10-0 KC.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Taco Bell's Rolled Chicken Tacos. and by Walt Disney World Resort.
Back in Oakland, let's check out the updated AFC playoff picture. How about Houston? 9 straight wins for Bill O'Brien's team. Kansas City's lead in the AFC is now a half game over the Texans. There's New England at 8-3, Pittsburgh 7-3-1, Chargers and Baltimore currently in the wild card spots. Take the handoff. Mahomes throws and hits the tight end Harris, who bowls over the defender Rashawn Melvin on the play. 11 yards on the catch and run.
Boy, they can get Demetrius Harris going in this offense when you combine him with Travis Kelce and these other weapons. Remember Harris, the former basketball player, 6'7", 230 pounds, and learning to play physical.
Played his college hoops at Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Was a member of the practice squad. They developed him, worked with him. Was a high school football player, had a background. First down run, Spencer Ware is dropped. Shalik Calhoun, and a loss of 2 for Ware as we send it downstairs in Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, just another note about the division of labor at the running back position. Talking to a member of the staff pregame, they said that eventually they want this to be running back by committee. But for today, it's going to be mostly Ware because the other 2 backs didn't get any reps this week in practice. Also, look for the quick passing game to replicate the running game without Hunt in the lineup, obviously.
And Evan, it is Damian Williams and Darrell Williams in that running back room. Darrell is the rookie out of LSU. 2nd and 12. Mahomes will toss it over to Ware. Fights for a few yards on Gary and Conley. Turns it into a 4.5-yard gain. So you've got Ware, you've got both Williams, and you see Darrell Williams has no experience, 0 carries, nothing yet for the undrafted free agent. Damian Williams was a 3rd down back during his days with Miami and a solid receiver.
Yeah, and don't forget about Tyreek Hill. He could pick up some of the slack as a 33-yarder on the first play of the game today.
1:42 to go in the first quarter. Kansas City facing a 3rd and 7. Mahomes offline in his throw to Harris. Well, Mahomes has not been particularly sharp in this opening quarter. Missed on a few throws. And it's 4th down.
Yeah, this ball thrown behind Harris, who was open. Reggie Nelson coming up a little bit late, though, but it looked like Mahomes trying to guide that ball instead of just throwing it as he misses badly.
So Dustin Colquitt hasn't had a lot of punts this season. 45.5-yard average per kick. That ball bounces and took a Oakland bounce to the 39. 34-yard punt. We'll come back in 30 seconds after this from Allstate. Chiefs and Raiders meeting for the 119th time. Kansas City leads the all-time series with a mark of 63, 53, and 2. One of the great games last season between these 2 teams was right here in Oakland. Carr throwing to Cook, and it's incomplete. Raiders got the victory 31-30 over the Chiefs. They don't lose a lot of divisional games, Kansas City. They've won 19 of their last 20. So far for John Gruden, not so good on offense.
Well, they've had good field position, too. And they wasted it last time out. A poor punt in the first series of plays. Started the drives average of their own 33-yard line. 2nd and
10 for Oakland. 1:25 left to play in the first. On the ground for Martin. Slips away. Martin drives across the 45. 8-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and short. Hit by Ron Parker. This is domination, Dan. 19-1 with a plus 25 turnover differential in the last 20 games they've played in the division. That sole loss was right here at the Coliseum. 3rd and 2 for the Raiders. They flood it to one side. It's a running play, hole for Martin. He's got a first down. Needed a couple, picked up 3. Chopped down by Reggie Ragland.
That was a similar play to the play that Martin fumbled on earlier. Draw play. He runs through a tackle there.
Line of scrimmage is the 49. 30 seconds to go in the first. Carr, pump and throw. There's no one there. Roberts in the general vicinity. And it's incomplete. Derek Carr is now 6 of 8 for 41 yards.
He looks puzzled, too. This is back-to-back throws now where he has not been close to anybody, but it may have been hit on the arm as he lets this one go.
Yep. And it was Williams. Part of the defensive line rotation with Noddy, Xavier Williams, formerly with Arizona. 2nd and 10. Carr gets rid of it quickly and hits Jared Cook. Big target. 6'5", 255 pounds. It's a first down, 12 yards.
Now this ball right on target here. And it looks like Hitchens gets away with a grab of the face mask.
That'll be the final play of this first quarter with Kansas City leading it 10-0 over the Oakland Raiders. Second quarter action is coming up from the AFC West. It's the Chiefs and the Raiders. The NFL on CBS. Back here in Oakland. Now even the Gingers are getting into the rhythm.
That was my Uber driver.
Was it? Good rating. Carr throws to the outside, caught by Jordy Nelson. So the Raiders trying to work quickly here on offense.
Yeah, too many miscues in that first quarter. This 22-yard punt by Townsend led to the first touchdown of the afternoon. This fumble by Martin was going to be a first down, and then this dropped interception by Conley in the end zone. That led to a field goal. That's why we're at 10-0 right now.
Raiders are getting outscored by an average of 12.7 points per game. That's the largest margin in the league. 2nd and 8. Richard gets a carry. Works his way to the 30-yard line, 7 yards, just short of a first down. Justin Houston makes the tackle for Kansas City.
Well, Richard, the leading receiver for the Raiders, but also a dangerous and shifty runner between the tackles. Showed some good moves there to bring up a short 3rd and short for the Raiders.
The last time a running back led the Raiders in receiving, Marcus Allen, 1987.
He was awesome.
8th play of the drive. Give it to Martin. Martin is bottled up, but he does have enough for a first down. Picks up 2 yards, and they'll move the chains for Oakland. Xavier Williams will get credit for the tackle.
He's a powerful runner. He goes about 225 and is only 5'9", and he got real low that time and just kept his legs driving to pick up a crucial first down for the Raiders.
Kansas City now has 109 points in the first quarter of games this season, most in the NFL. And it's Greg Olson calling the plays for the Raiders in his second stint with the Oakland coaching staff. Slammed down, and that ball was free. DeAndre Washington lost it. Martin coughed it up earlier. They will peel off the pile to determine who's got it. Could this be another Raider miscue? Waiting. Kansas City pointing. The official word. Chiefs take over.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Kansas City. First down.
He ran into his own man, Jackson.
Xavier Williams, I think, got his left hand on the arm of Washington, and that combined with running into his own man caused that ball to come out, and then what a tug-of-war at the bottom of that pile.
And finally, it was Dorian O'Daniel, the rookie out of Clemson, who had the football for Kansas City. It's been confirmed. Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. Running play, Ware runs into trouble in the form of Fadal Brown. Loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, great penetration by Brown. He was in the backfield as Ware was trying to get to the line of scrimmage. First-year player. Look at that get off as he beats the tight end Harris to the backfield.
2nd and long now for Kansas City. Early stages of the 2nd quarter. Chiefs lead at 10-0. Running play, Ware cuts it upfield across the 30-yard line and falls forward for 4. Tackle made by P.J. Hall brings up 3rd down for the Chiefs. Kansas City now with 72 20-plus yard plays. That's number 1 in the NFL. They have 30-plus yard plays, number 1 in the NFL.
They've had 3 of those plays already today.
3rd and 9 for the Chiefs. Flags down. Mahomes steps, guns it. It's caught by Kelsey. A fastball by Mahomes. Covers 13 yards, but a penalty marker thrown back at the 32. Eric Fisher is slow to get up.
Offside. Defense number 95. That penalties decline. Result of the play is 1st down.
So the play will stand for Mahomes, but the greater concern right now is for the starting left tackle, Eric Fisher. Fisher is going to have to go out for a play. So he'll be replaced here on a 1st down for Kansas City. It's Jeff Allen.
He may have got poked in the eye.
Yeah, he's pointing over there. So they'll do a little bit of a shuffle here with Allen now in. 11:19 to play, 1st half. And more flags.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Cam Irving. Remember, they've had to change things around with the injury to Duvernay Tardif. Fibula injury. So Cam Irving has stepped in at left guard. Andrew Wiley moved over to right guard. This line has been tremendous this season.
And having Mitch Morse back at center is huge for the Chiefs.
Damian Williams now in. Fake it. Mahomes. What an arm. Too high. 3 defenders there dealing with Tyreek Hill.
And that ball traveled about 65 yards in the air.
And effortless.
This is just a fly route right down the middle. As you can see him run by Nelson. There's Joseph back there. Good job by Joseph to cut off Hill. Kelsey wide open in the middle. That's because Joseph was more concerned with that long bomb to Hill.
And Mahomes is now 7 of 11, 62 yards and the touchdown to Kelsey. This is a 2nd and 15 for Kansas City. Mahomes looks, another deep shot, and had his man open. Garrick Dieter overshot him.
Number 12, Garrick Dieter, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Now Mahomes throws the fastball here. He's going to take a shot from Key. That may have forced this ball to travel too far for Dieter. Overthrown by about 5 yards because of the pressure by Key.
Fisher remains on the sideline for Kansas City. This is a 3rd and 15. Nickel for Oakland. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes still looking. Mahomes slings it to the sideline. Tremendous hands by Kelsey. First down, Kansas City. The play is never over with Patrick Mahomes.
And Kelsey knows it. I mean, Kelsey is just an outlet receiver here that keeps fighting down the field. And as Mahomes comes out of the pocket, just keep your eye on Kelsey. He's got nothing to do right now. He knows where the sticks are. He knows his quarterback is scrambling, goes beyond the sticks, makes a great grab, 16 yards, first down. You've got to stay alive with Mahomes.
New set of downs for Kansas City in Oakland territory. Fake the give. Mahomes, stutter step run, and gets out of bounds. Chased down by Clinton McDonald. We sat down with Mitch Schwartz, the offensive lineman for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we asked him about blocking for Mahomes. Does it make your job more difficult because you're not sure what he's going to do? He said, no, it makes it easier because the defense is always on its heels. You just block your spot. You have to have a feel for what he's doing, but he's so creative, he makes things happen.
It's hard to rush him because he is creative and he has mobility to escape either up into the pocket or outside the side of the pocket.
Dan Eric Fisher is back in for Kansas City. Fake it. Now it's a give for Damian Williams. Gets to the outside, and Williams hit down low by Rashawn Melvin. It's a gain of 6 for KC.
That was a big tackle by Melvin because it looked like Williams was on his way. A big hole on the right side. A little shake and bake there, but not going for it at all is Melvin. He goes right to the legs of Williams.
So far, the breakdown in rushes. Ware, 5 carries, 18 yards. Williams, first carry for 6 yards. First down for KC. It's Williams again. The cut for 3 yards. And engulfed by Jonathan Hankins, the former Giant and Colt. Clock is moving, 8:39 and counting left in the second quarter. 10-0 lead for Kansas City.
The Chiefs have 94 yards on the ground so far today, but remember, Mahomes had 28 of those yards, and Tyreek Hill 33, so the Raider defense stopping the Chiefs on the ground for the most part.
Dan, this season, Kansas City's averaging just over 7 yards per play. Stop and go by Ware. Nothing there. 1 yard pickup. If they hold up with these numbers at 7.05 per play, that would be the best by any team in NFL history. The Rams in 2000, 6.98 per play.
And when you look on the other side of that coin, you see the Raiders giving up 6.5 yards per play.
And that would be third most ever. 3rd and 6 now for Kansas City. Four receiver set. Shotgun Mahomes. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes throws on the move. Diving grab made.
Over the line of scrimmage, though.
Harris with the catch. And the question will be, where was Mahomes?
I just told you where he was. Over the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's still a question.
It was a heck of a throw and catch as well, but it's all coming back.
29-yard line was where they were operating from.
Illegal forward pass. Offense. Number 15. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Also lost it down. 4th down.
Yeah, keep your eye on the yellow line, although it's not official. It's real close. There's the blue line, and that's the one that he crosses. That was the line of scrimmage.
So back it up here for Kansas City. And it's 4th down with Harrison Butker.
Harrison Butker.
Already has a 29-yard field goal here today.
Yeah, perfect day for kicking, too. No wind at all here.
This is a 50-yard attempt for Butker. Butker's kick. Straight through. Kansas City extends the lead. 13-0 with 7:02 to play and a little pushing and shoving afterwards. Tonight on CBS, country sensation Garth Brooks will rock the house that Rockne built. It's the first live concert ever held at legendary Notre Dame Stadium. Don't miss Garth live at Notre Dame tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS.
Yeah, I think Rockney would enjoy it too.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Maybe Garth can win one for the Gipper. 7:02 to play here in the second quarter. And Butker will kick it off for Kansas City. Dwayne Harris is deep. All things told, the fact that it's only 13-0 for Oakland, considering all the mistakes made by the Raiders, that's a win. Well, NFL players are showcasing their passions beyond the game by letting their cleats do the talking as part of My Cause, My Cleats. They're supporting charitable causes through custom-designed cleats. Discover players are making a difference in their communities and bid on their special edition cleats at NFL.com/MyCauseMyCleats. Derek Carr's cleats in particular for a worthy cause, children's health. His son Dallas was diagnosed with intestinal malrotation shortly after he was born. He underwent 3 surgeries, spent 23 days in Valley's Children's Level 4 neonatal intensive care unit. Thankfully, Dallas, who's now 5 years old, has been healthy for a long time. Doug Martin getting the call and picks up 7 yards on the play for Oakland. D Ford the tackle. And Derek, when our group sat down with him, he said, there's been some weird stuff this season with the Raiders. And he has mentioned that I don't let football define me. Of course, it's really important to me. It's my job. It's my passion. Carr throws. The hands by Jared Cook. Nice toss by Carr.
Yeah, beautiful throw. We saw the ball placement of Mahomes to Kelsey. This is exactly the same thing. The guy is 6'5". Throw it up high. He's got good reach, big hands. He doesn't lose stride here. No momentum, right down to the sideline in a big play for Carr and Cook.
Derek Carr has just become the Oakland Raiders' all-time leading passer. He tops Rich Gannon. 17,601 career passing yards for Carr. And he'll add to it here with Jordy Nelson. Flags are down, 2 of them. One at the 36 and the other at the 38, flew in late.
Yeah, they're going to get Seth Roberts for a blocking downfield. So another mistake by the Raiders.
Pass interference. Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
So the call is on the rookie, Marcel Aikman.
They called the rookie probably because he's a rookie and not Roberts, the 4-year veteran, but they were both blocking before Nelson made that catch down the field. In other words, pass interference against the offense.
So that's 5 penalties against Oakland, 3 against Kansas City. Raiders have already turned it over a couple of times. Back it up to the 49 on a 1st and 20. Carr tosses. Catch is made for basically no gain. Jared Cook brought down by Ron Parker.
Now this pass rush is so effective that Carr has very little time. If he can't get rid of it within 2.5 seconds or so, that pressure is collapsing the pocket and resulting in a kind of a risky throw that time.
Well, I think that's part of the reason why Andy Reid still has confidence in this defense. He believes that there are a bunch of playmakers, and no Eric Berry once again today. Hasn't played yet this season. He's getting closer. Carr put a little mustard on it to the outside, and it's hauled in by Aikman. 8-yard pickup. Orlando Scandrick over there. But Berry continuing to sit with that heel injury. He played in just 1 game last season because of the Achilles. He's the heart and soul of this defense. A leader, 5-time Pro Bowler. Now, when he comes back, who knows what he's got? That remains a mystery. But they're taking their time with Eric Berry. 3rd and 13 for Carr and the Raiders. Carr slings it over the middle, caught by Roberts. First down. Tripped up by Kendall Fuller, 18 yards on the pitch and catch.
He's going to get a little help from the tight end Cook as he runs a little bit of interference and forces Fuller. Watch the job that Cook does right there. Just enough, not making any contact, but it distracted Fuller and allowed Roberts to get that first down. Huge first down.
We approach 3 minutes to go. First half. Carr pump. Throw to the outside. Harris the catch. Makes a move. Harris. Good effort. They'll mark him just short of the first down.
Now this is where Harris is so valuable as a kick returner, is in the open field, and he's going to make the first tackler miss here and then punish and split the next two guys coming his way.
It was Eric Murray who whiffed.
And Harris makes a lot of guys miss and whiff in his career.
Carr is now 13 of 15 for 116 yards. Raiders are trying to get on the board. 2nd and 1. Martin. First down. Going straight up the gut. Anthony Hitchens the tackle. It's a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, that's just smart play calling by John Gruden. I mean, you got the two rookie tackles, Miller and Parker, but you've got veterans, Osemele, Hudson, Jackson, from left guard to right guard in the center, power, and that's exactly where Martin went to pick up that first down.
In their 2 wins, they had 139 yards rushing against Cleveland, 152 rushing yards against Arizona. That's been the theme. Flags down. Carr tosses to the end zone. It's incomplete. 2:02 to play.
Infraction. Defense number 55. 5-yard penalty. Main first down.
It's against D. Ford for Kansas City. Well, this has been an uneven first half for the Kansas City Chiefs. Raiders trail 13-0, but they are threatening late in the first half.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dell and the XPS 13 with Dell Cinema. And by Macy's.
Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cower, the latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. And some surprises like there are every week around the NFL in the early games. We'll have more on that. 2 minutes to play. First half, 13-0 Kansas City. Both teams have all of their timeouts remaining. On 1st and 5. Motion man Aitman. Give it to Martin. And it goes down. Chris Jones, who has been an inside-outside presence for the Kansas City Chiefs, maturing in his 3rd year, makes the play.
Raiders had a heavy run look that time with 2 tight ends, Lee Smith and Derek Carrier, in the ball game, and no Jared Cook. Cook's coming back now, and he would be a prime target here in the red zone. Has 5 touchdown receptions so far. And he's going to line up wide and try to get that one-on-one coverage.
2nd down for Oakland. Shotgun Carr. Carr looking, pulls the trigger. Too high. It sailed over the head of Jordy Nelson. Incomplete. And there's a issue along the sideline right now. Eric Murray was getting into it. The officials have broken it up. Cook and Murray. And this thing continued after the whistle. Well after the whistle. Whoa.
Well, refusing to back down are both these players, and we'll see what the officials will come out of this with. I'm sure that the one that hit the turf is not too happy.
Well, after the Fournette situation last week, well, that could have gotten even a little hotter.
Teams on the play. Unsportsmanlike, 87 offense. Unsportsmanlike, number 21, defense. Those fouls offset. This foul counts as their first foul towards the disqualification for number 87 and 21. Result of the play is third down.
Now, they were grappling. There were no punches thrown. Cook is a big guy. Murray is not, but holding his ground.
Well, Murray was anticipating the fade route. Did a good job of taking it away, but they got their hands up in each other's face. Sensitive area there for both of them.
Offsetting. So now it's third down for the Raiders. Richard sets up as a receiver. Carr. Fade. Flags down. Roberts, Jordy Nelson, both in the end zone. Kendall Fuller appears to be the guilty party.
Yeah, he had pretty good hold on Seth Roberts.
Defense number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Yep. Grab hold of Roberts.
They really didn't need to. It was not that great a route by Roberts. He was right stride for stride with him. No need to really grab him by the jersey. He had him covered.
Clinton McDonald is in on offense right now for Oakland, the defensive tackle. And so is Feliciano. They send McDonald in motion. Carr on a give, trying to slide down low. Doug Martin comes up short. The officials are going to spot it just inside the one. At the end of every play, Dan, it looks like this could spill over with both of these teams.
Yeah, a bit of a powder keg, isn't it?
Timeout taken by Kansas City.
Smart timeout by Kansas City. You anticipate that the Raiders will either get in the end zone or at least come away with a field goal. Andy Reid wants to have time.
Yeah, there's a deep connection between these two head coaches going back to their days on the same staff under Mike Holmgren in Green Bay. And a lot of admiration between the two. And John Gruden telling us the story that they used to put plays up on the whiteboard for Holmgren to take a look at. He said Andy Reid would call running plays. I'd go for big pass plays, steal a few from the Dolphins. Then Holmgren used one in a Monday night game. It was a touchdown. And they gave Gruden a game ball on the flight back to Green Bay, and he was parading it all over. 11th play of the drive for Oakland. On give, powering through, it's Martin for the touchdown. Raiders on the board.
Yeah, right behind Kelechi Osemele and Colton Miller on the left side. Good get off by the Raiders. Gabe Jackson on the pull. Jackson gets into the end zone, and right behind him goes Martin.
Dan, that was not the cleanest handoff ever either.
No, it wasn't. And remember, Martin has fumbled in this ball game. It looked like Carr was expecting Martin on the other side for the handoff.
They go 11 plays, 75 yards, nearly 6 minutes off the clock. Remember, Marshawn Lynch was the starting running back, placed on IR with a groin injury since week 6. So Martin has got a lot of reps in. And Gruden was asked about Martin this week. He said, hey, we'd like to have him back as a Raider next year. Extra point is good from the rookie out of Auburn, Daniel Paulson. Raiders get to celebrate. They're keeping this one close at home against a juggernaut offensive team, Kansas City.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Pizza Hut, official pizza sponsor of the NFL. Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you. And by Lowe's.
11 plays, 75 yards for the Oakland Raiders. It took 5 minutes and 58 seconds. And the Raiders have cut into the Kansas City lead 13-7. Chiefs do have 1:04 to work with here. Tremont Smith is the deep man for KC. Carlson's kick, it's returnable from the 5. Flags down. Smith spun down as he crossed the 45-yard line, but penalty flag at the 28.
That wiped out a great return, too. This is going to be about a 30 to 35-yard penalty.
During the return, holding return team number 12. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Let's go back to the touchdown. Here's Chris Jones right here working against Colton Miller. Watches the block here by Assembly, and then Gabe Jackson's going to come over and just clear the way, push Chris Jones out of the way, allowing Doug Martin to pick up his second rushing touchdown of the season.
Under a minute left now. And Mahomes will operate from the gun. Toss it underneath for a short gainer to Chris Conley. Kansas City still has 2 timeouts to work with here. Nicholas Morrow with the tackle. 5 yards on the pickup. Mahomes sets and throws. Big play. Travis Kelce holds on.
And they got to call timeout right now. Kelce may be injured after making a spectacular catch. It's a shot in the ribs from Reggie Nelson.
And he is moving gingerly. They use one of those 2 remaining timeouts. 1 left. Kansas City on the move. 29 seconds to go, second quarter. Travis Kelce is okay. Dan, the easy thing to say is one of the premier tight ends in the NFL. He's one of the premier players in the NFL. Travis Kelce closing in on his 3rd straight 1,000-yard season. Chiefs trying to get in the field goal range, but with Mahomes, you could think touchdown range. Low throw. Kelce handles it. And he did not get out of bounds. Morrow with the stick. And that forces Kansas City into its final timeout. We'll come back in 30 seconds after this from Progressive Insurance. Kansas City 13, Oakland 7. 24 seconds remaining on the clock. The Chiefs are out of timeouts, and they face a 2nd and 2.
Tyreek Hill has been targeted just once today, has no receptions, and 1 carry, first play of the game for 33 yards.
And that 1 target was on a go route. Mahomes throws on the move and hits his man, Demarcus Robinson. 15 seconds left. Robinson looking for an angle, and he does get out of bounds. That was a long sprint by Robinson, chased down by Worley.
Amazing throw, too. Just on a line about 25 yards down the field, right to number 11. The interesting thing here is when he goes out of bounds, he is actually going backwards. So the officials missed that. They should have kept the clock running, but they said he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
So they place the football at the 6. 12 seconds to work with. Kelce in the slot. Mahomes tosses. Kelce the catch. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes perfectly placed. And the second one of the day for the tight end, Kelce.
Well, he's just a mismatch. You talked about him being one of the great players in the game. Here's evidence right there, a diving catch. How many of these type of catches has he made today where he's had to go down low with those big mitts and grab the ball? just out of the reach of the linebacker there, Morrow.
All scoring plays are reviewed. John Gruden just saw his defense give up big play after big play to Kansas City with time winding down.
And they got to look at this one real close, because there's a question of whether he had control of this ball as it hit the ground.
Kansas City lining up for the extra point, but they're not going to let him do that until they confirm it.
Boy, I don't know. That ball spun in his hands as it hit the ground.
Did he cradle it with that right hand? The officials have determined that he did. Or have they?
Now Gruden's going to challenge it.
Well,
you can't challenge it, though.
I mean, the scoring play was the automatic challenge.
Right.
So now John...
Not sure why he threw the flag.
He just wants to have a chat with the officials.
Oh, a therapy session.
I don't think so.
By rule, you can't challenge a play under 2 minutes. This will be a charge timeout to the Raiders.
So the Raiders will get that timeout charge. They had 3 of them. There's another look at it. Was it moving there? Or did Kelsey secure it? Fantastic hands. He brought it into his body.
I bet you last year that would be an incomplete pass.
Think so?
Yep. Without a doubt.
Extra point from Butker. And it's blocked. Well, the Raiders fans have something to cheer about before the break. And it's something that Andy Reid wants to get cleaned up, especially as you get prepared for the playoffs. Dave Taub, longtime special teams coach and assistant head coach of the Chiefs. Butker's a young kicker. And it appeared to be key with that left arm. Yep, he got a piece of it. So 19-7, Kansas City, 7 seconds left on the clock. Verizon halftime report coming up. JB and the gang, scores and highlights all coming up. Verizon halftime report. So just looking at the numbers, Dan, on Mahomes, that's 39 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. This is the 12th game of the season. He is in the Manning-Brady conversation with these numbers with each week that goes by.
50 touchdown passes is not out of the question, obviously. It's amazing so many of them have come on the road now. This is 26 touchdown passes. Usually you're more effective and productive playing at home. Kid's amazing. What a drive at the end of the first half.
Well, we asked him about coming here to Oakland. He said, yeah, last year the atmosphere was awesome, but he did not go anywhere near the black hole.
Smart kid.
Butker puts it one, rolling it on the ground, scooped up by Harris at the 11. And he is dropped with the ball popping free to Lucas after the play was whistled dead. Time runs out. We have hit the break in Oakland. Kansas City with a 19-7 lead on the Raiders. Oakland will get the second half kickoff. Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
By NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads the league in sacks?
Start of the second half here in Oakland. 19-7, the Chiefs in front. Ian Eagle along with the Hall of Famer Dan Fouts. Evan Washburn down on the sidelines. If you're Kansas City, you're coming off the bye week, so there's concern of some potential rust to begin with. The Kareem Hunt situation released by the team on Friday. How did the Chiefs handle themselves in your estimation?
Well, I think as more they played, the better they got. Mahomes was a little bit rusty, a little bit off target in that first quarter, but he showed what he's made of in that last drive. The big pass to Kelsey to get him going, and then the Robinson. But I think the Chiefs feeling their way with Spencer Ware a little bit, not getting as much on the ground as they would like. But the fact that they're playing against the Raiders and the Raiders giving up that drive at the end of the first half, just a crusher for their hopes.
And the Oakland side of things, I think that first half was a pretty clear indicator of who they are. Inexperienced, mistakes, some flashes, some moments where Carr and some of his weapons, Jared Cook and Doug Martin, looked the part.
Yeah,
but can they sustain it?
Yeah, they had a couple of fumbles that the Chiefs turned into just 6 points. But again, the inability to sustain has been a big problem for the Raiders throughout this season.
Yeah, the Raiders will have the football to start the second half. Butker, who had an extra point blocked at the end of that first half, kicking it off. Dwayne Harris will take a knee, and Derek Carr, who's now number 2 all-time behind Ken Stabler for Raiders passing yards in a career, will lead this offense. We check in with Evan.
Well, I'm only able to catch up with Andy Reid, and despite only 28 yards from the running backs, it feels like they have to stay committed to the running game, also the short passing game. Wants better protection on the interior pass rush. Feels like that'll help the running game. I asked him, can you survive this second half if Tyreek Hill isn't targeted more? He kind of gave me a smile and said, we got 19 points in the first half, so take that for what you will.
Yeah, they did, and they looked a bit uneven while doing it, but you look at the numbers, the 19 points with 257 yards. The expectations are so high because they've been so good. Mahomes puts very high expectations on himself, Dan.
Well, they have set a rather high bar with this offense. Andy Reid is not worried at all whether anybody is excluded from the offense because he has so many weapons to work with.
2nd and 9. Nelson. He was in motion and then caught the football for a pickup of 1. Kendall Fuller pushed him towards the sideline. It's 3rd and long now for the Raiders.
I asked Derek Carr about studying the Ram and Chief game and what he saw. And, of course, a lot of similarities in the offenses that the Rams run and that John Gruden would like to run here with the Raiders. Play action, crossing routes, the passing tree, very similar. So he did learn a bit, and he's had a good first half, 14 of 17 so far today.
Carr on a 3rd and 7, hooks up with Richard. And Richard gets the necessary yardage. First down, Oakland hit by Steven Nelson on the outside.
And a good read by Carr, looking downfield and knowing where his outlet receiver is here. And now Richard's got to make the first down. Lowers his shoulder on the tackler, Steven Nelson, and goes over the top past the sticks for the first down.
Line of scrimmage is now the 36-yard line with Richard in the backfield, Smith in front of him. Chiefs press the line, and Richard breaks away from the first man. There goes Richard. Finally tossed down across the 35 by Parker. 30-yard rip.
Now Eric Murray's coming on the blitz, number 21. He misses his tackle in the backfield. Good strength and a stiff arm by Richard, and showing off the speed.
It is the longest run of the year for Richard. In his 3rd year from Southern Mississippi, high school track star, and he's got that raw speed.
Yeah, back-to-back big plays. Pick up the first down and then get him rolling on that 30-yarder.
Longest play of the day for the Oakland offense. Carr gets rid of it quickly. And a quick hitter to Roberts, who's shoved out. Scandrick, 2-yard pickup. When we talked to Derek Carr about the current situation the Raiders are in, he was brutally honest. Said the direction of the organization this year, it sank in for him at the midway point of the season. When he signed his deal, he didn't think they would have to go through a rebuild again. And Gruden told him, hey, it's a 10-year marriage. You're a rookie again. And he said it was hard to hear that, but he understands the vision. Carr slapped out of there. Recovered by Parker. D. Ford gets to the quarterback and rips the ball away from Carr.
Yeah, 6th time he's done this season. So 11 sacks now for D. Ford. And 6 times on those sacks, he's had a strip sack.
So it's now 3rd down for Oakland. First possession of the second half. 3rd and 8. Chiefs leading it 19-7 over the 2-9 Raiders. Carr from the gun. Backpedals, directing his player downfield to the end zone. It is incomplete. Aitman could not stay in bounds for the touchdown.
Tremendous throw by Carr under pressure.
1 foot and out.
Left foot is in, but the right foot never got down.
Skandrick helped make sure of it. And that push ensured the fact that Kansas City wasn't going to give up the TD. It's a 50-yard attempt. Carlson, and he floats it through. So the Raiders have points. Derek Carr trying to get his guy in position. Aitman with a fabulous grab, but couldn't stay in bounds, and he lost it anyway. So a new career long for Carlson, 50-yarder. Caps off an 8-play, 43-yard drive. Took up just under 4 minutes for Oakland to start this second half. Tremont Smith is deep, standing at the goal line. Over his head. Chiefs will have it at the 25. Well, one of the greatest Raiders memories, Super Bowl 18, complete domination of the Redskins. They blocked a Washington punt for the first touchdown right before the half. The pick six. Who can forget Marcus Allen? 74-yard touchdown run. Raiders won it going away. 38-9. Tom Flores lifted in the air. That game was on CBS. This year's Super Bowl 53, February 3rd in Atlanta. Kansas City, it's been 49 years since the Chiefs' last Super Bowl appearance. Ware angles towards the sideline and picks up 3 yards on the play. 4,000 passing yards in 13 career games. That's the quickest to get to that mark in NFL history.
Is 6,000 yards in a season out of the question?
I would defer to you. You were the one that was rewriting the record books. Did you ever think you'd see a day where these were the numbers that we were talking about?
To be honest with you, no. But my hat's off to him.
2nd and 7. Mahomes deflected, and it's caught by Hill. Tyreek Hill with his first catch of the afternoon for 13 yards. And Whitehead had a chance at it.
Yeah, another interception that the Raiders should have had. Conley let one go through his hands in the first half. This goes right through the hands of Whitehead. Tremendous reaction to this deflection. It's not going through Hill's hands.
10 minutes to go in the third. Kansas City in front, 19-10. Give it to Ware. Spencer Ware, good run as he shuffled around 2 defenders into Oakland territory. Morrow and Worley combined 13 yards for Ware.
Watch the sharp cut by Ware as he gets north and south in a hurry. Ball was out. Heck of a play there by Worley. Let the Chiefs get it back. Heads up.
Fake it. Mahomes flips it to Kelsey. Out of bounds. Whitehead ranging over for the Raiders.
And Mahomes has really settled in since kind of a shaky first quarter. He's hit his 8th in a row now.
Kelsey's over 1,000 yards. The only other tight end to go 3 straight seasons over 1,000, Greg Olsen of the Carolina Panthers. So Kelsey has joined that list. He's cracked 100 on the day, 2 touchdowns, 8 catches. 2nd and 2. They give Williams a chance, and he takes advantage. A zigzag move by Williams out of bounds. Schwartz the block on the outside.
Yeah, here's Mahomes' afternoon so far. Look at the pass protection. As he steps up, he's going to take off. That was a big third down conversion on a 3rd and 15. He picks up 16. This was called back because of a penalty. But the mobility and the ball placement, perfect.
So Mahomes has gotten it done with the arm, with the legs. That throw was low to Chris Conley. Incomplete. They have 130 rushing yards. Kansas City comes in 14th in the NFL in that category, just under 116 per game.
Now Mahomes out of the pocket. It's going to take a pretty good lick here from Brown. That forced that incomplete pass to break that string of 8 in a row.
Brown out of Mississippi was on the practice squad. Yeah, Mahomes has worked very closely with Mike Kafka, the quarterback coach. Toss it underneath. There's Demetrius Harris getting involved again. And Harris lost the ball as he tried to extend it. They'll rule him out of bounds at the 6.
But he's lucky he stepped out of bounds because this ball is fumbled out of the end zone, which would have been a touchback and the Raider ball. But he steps out right there. The ball goes out of bounds.
So hit by Worley down low, and all of that was out of bounds because of the angle that Harris took. 1st and goal now for Kansas City. It's been Kelsey time in this area of the field. Mahomes moving pocket. Mahomes guns it, incomplete. Looking for Hill. And snuffed out by Melvin. 2nd and goal. You know, Dan, you look at these numbers. If you just look through 3 quarters of action, Kansas City averages 28.6 points through 3 quarters. That would still be 6th best overall in the NFL over 4 quarters.
Amazing. These Raiders really need to limit the Chiefs to a field goal try here.
Fake it. Mahomes, flip it, backward pass. Hill dives for the pylon. They will rule him short. Inside the 1.
Very dangerous backward pass there by Mahomes.
So that goes down as a rush. Boy.
Yeah, he stepped out at the 3-yard line. That left foot right there.
Yep. So they actually got the benefit of a better spot inside the 2. 3rd and goal. Ware single setback. They give it to Ware. Ware trying to drive the push towards the goal line. He didn't get it.
Boy, give Carl Joseph a lot of credit. It was man on man that time before all the help came from both sides. But watch this stick by Carl Joseph. This is going to be a touchdown, but no, he goes lower than Ware. And now the rugby scrum begins, and the Raiders win it.
They're going to keep the offense on the field on 4th and goal inside the 1.
Well, with Mahomes' athletic ability, a quarterback sneak here would not be a bad call, but it's tough to do from the shotgun.
They shift.
And we got a direct snap to Ware.
Fake it. Ware runs it. Extra effort. He's in. Touchdown. Into the bag of tricks for Kansas City.
Well, a lot of window dressing, a lot of smoke and mirrors, but still, it's a straight-ahead power play. The pull by Irving leads the way, and now the stretch and breaking the plane is Spencer Ware.
Rucker was trying to deny him, but Ware extended the ball for the score. Right there, that effort.
Carl Joseph in on the play again as he goes low right there, almost dislodges the ball from Ware. He hangs on and stretches and scores.
Well, that was the theme when we talked to the Kansas City Chiefs and asking about where their belief in him, their confidence, his toughness, his ability. 11 plays, 75 yards. Where hits Pater for KC.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right. Subway, make it what you want. And by the Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year.
Well, Kansas City Chiefs, 28.6 points per game in the first 3 quarters. That's the second most in NFL history behind the 1950 Rams. Reed, his teams are 16-3 coming off the bye week. And they're in control here, 26-10 leading Oakland. Return man is Harris. Circling and taking that lane across the 30-yard line for Oakland. Next Saturday, 3 Eastern time, it's a game of honor, the 119th Army-Navy game. Army riding a 7-game winning streak, looking for its 3rd straight win over Navy. Coverage of this great tradition begins with College Football Today, 2:30 Eastern here on CBS. And we had a little Army-Navy action at halftime with a wheelbarrow competition, kick a field goal, spin around.
And Navy won. I'm not sure if that's an omen or not.
Toss it. It's Jordy Nelson. So Nelson's been in there quite a bit. Last game, Nelson only had 1 target, 0 catches. And it's been rough for Jordy Nelson, just trying to stay healthy, get into a flow this season. Longtime Green Bay Packer and a savvy veteran. It is of 11th year in the NFL. 2nd and 4 now for Oakland. Carr, sideline, over the shoulder attempt, incomplete. 8-man. A little deja vu here, Dan. The Raiders have had a rough season, similarities to 2006. They were 2-9. They brought back a former head coach, Art Shell, doing that now, of course, with John Gruden. Brought back the offensive coordinator of another time, Tom Walsh. Did it again with Greg Olson. And they were last in point differential that year. They are last in that category here as well. You look through the years now, they've only had 1 winning season over the last 16 years. Carr hits Cook, hurdles, and gets out of bounds. First down for the Raiders.
How about this going up over the top? We're seeing more and more of this throughout the league. But this is really a fine athlete, Jared Cook.
He was a high school high jumper in Sewanee, Georgia. So there's a background in him being comfortable making that move. Give it up to Richard. The cut and speed of Jalen Richard is down inside the 20. Brought down by Anthony Hitchens for Kansas City.
Well, they're going to get the corner here with ease and let Richard show off his speed. Good kick out block that time by Gabe Jackson. And that's all Richard needed to get inside the 20.
Raiders operating quickly. Richard again, flag down. Richard slammed down by Hitchens.
Same play. They may have been offsides. The Chiefs may have lined up in the neutral zone.
Illegal shift, offense, 2 men in motion prior to setting for the snap. 5-yard penalty, makes first down.
So it's coming back.
That's a growing pains type of penalty. After a big play, trying to go fast, they don't get lined up. 2 men move at the same time as the Raiders went right back to the same play.
And I'm sure it just eats away at John Gruden. He's trying to create a rhythm and a pace here for this offense.
You can certainly tell how he's feeling by looking at him.
He has an expressive face.
Chucky.
1st and 15. Carr. End zone. That rainbow was too far. for Seth Roberts. One-on-one with Orlando Skandrick. Gruden told us he knew it would be tough. He thinks of himself as mentally tough, but acknowledged this has been maybe even tougher than he imagined it would be. But he also then backed it up with the fact that he believes you're going to build this team back up, and it's going to happen.
Well, he's got a plan. We talked about the 10-year marriage with his quarterback, but also he's got a lot of top draft picks coming.
Carr, end zone, touchdown, Jared Cook. Derek Carr with a strike.
Now Mark Davis has got to love this. The protection is really good, and so's the read by Carr. It's the two deep type of defense. The linebacker Hitchens has Cook down the middle. A little stutter step there was enough to get Hitchens to bite. And the throw nice and high to a guy 6'5" in the back of the end zone.
And the Raiders will go for two. They trail 26-16. Cook with 6 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. We still have 3:28 to go in this third quarter. Two-point try. Richard flanking Carr. Richard looking for an opening and then driven backwards. Looked like he had some momentum, and the Chiefs just tossed him aside with Nutty.
Well, he had momentum. He just doesn't have much weight behind it at 200 pounds. Easily tossed and denied.
So the Raiders get the touchdown, but they settle for 6. Back in Oakland, it's like a Mardi Gras scene here when the Raiders score a touchdown. 26-16 Kansas City, and now Carlson will kick it off for the Raiders, who are hanging around against the team with the best record in the AFC. Smith will return it from the 1. Whistle down at the 20-yard line. That's where the Chiefs will have it.
Go back to the touchdown to Jared Cook right down the middle against cover 2. They 2 deep. Watch the safeties out here. Now this is Hitchens right here. He's responsible for Cook, but watch Cook run this little stutter, and there's the bite right there. All Carr needed to see to put it up over the top for the touchdown.
First touchdown of the day for Derek Carr. Cook, he's been the main weapon for Oakland. Now Kansas City takes over with a play action. Mahomes, flick of the wrist, incomplete. Trying to hit Demetrius Harris. Frosty Rucker with a little hit on Mahomes on the release.
He's going to avoid a penalty here because that's a late shot, and then he goes down on top of him. Mahomes is going, hey, where's the flag? A late hit, number 1, and then the full body weight on top of the quarterback. It's been a penalty throughout this season.
Rucker, the 13-year veteran, playing with a lot of youngsters. 2nd and 10. It's a give for Ware. Picks up 3 yards. And once again, words exchange. P.J. Hall with a tackle for the Raiders. Let's send it over to Evan.
Well, Ian, as Patrick Mahomes is trying to respond here, he's armed with information, with a routine on this sideline that is as efficient as I've seen. Mike Kafka and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes come together and are able to diagnose things so quickly. It was described to me pregame where their level in terms of communication is at an all-time high. Now it's being tested.
You know, part of that is the chemistry between Mahomes and Kafka. Last year, he was the quality control coach and basically was assigned to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes dropped by Hill. Looked like a perfect throw.
It was a perfect throw. Mahomes with time to throw gets it up over the top into the dead zone of the Raider defense, right through the hands of Tyreek Hill.
That is the first 3 and out of the day for Kansas City. So Colquitt will punt it. Richard is the deep man. High kick. Fair catch called for. Richard brings it in cleanly at the 33-yard line. 44-yard punt. 26-16. The Chiefs lead it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Starbucks. Sip a cup of magic. And by Verizon. The best unlimited is on Verizon, America's most awarded network.
Kansas City 26, Oakland 16, 2:24 to go in the third quarter. Richard has provided a lift. Richard breaking tackles and he loses the ball. The Raiders cough it up again and Kansas City's got it. Daniel Sorensen on the recovery. It popped free as Richard had another good rip on that run.
Yeah, it looks like Fuller's going to rip it out of there. Heads up play by Fuller. It was really a super run by Richard, but the left hand is going to go right to the ball, pulls his hand away from it, and Sorensen pounces on it. Just when you thought the Raiders had gained some momentum, they had scored on their last 3 possessions, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, and now turn it over.
So Richard with 4 carries, 78 yards, but a costly fumble late in this third quarter. Mahomes gets it at the Kansas City 48. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes, deep shot. Tyreek Hill could not bring it in, and he had legitimate separation.
He had to make a little bit of an adjustment at the end of this route because Mahomes threw it down the field more than across the field. Watch him change direction there as he locates the ball, and it's just off his fingertips. I think Mahomes knows that having to force Hill to change direction like that cost him a touchdown.
Hill had 215 yards receiving in that loss to the Rams, 2 touchdowns, the most in the NFL this season in terms of receiving yards in a game. Kelsey, always reliable. And they're going to mark him just shy of the first down. Darryl Worley with a tackle. Richard looking from the Oakland sideline.
Kelsey now 9 catches, 112 yards, and a pair of scores.
Third and less than a yard here for Kansas City. Winding down in the third quarter.
Chiefs just 2 of 7 on third downs.
Spencer Ware in the backfield for KC. Ware gets the call. No, he does not. It is Mahomes. And Mahomes with a sleight of hand for 2 yards.
Yeah, that option play good enough to pick up the first down by Mahomes.
Well, that's the other part of it. Mahomes is such a gifted thrower, but he can do that with ease.
Yeah, there's no question. His background in college, running a lot of option. Good decision that time as he pulled it from Ware to pick up the first down.
How about that throwing motion for Mahomes?
Which one? He's got 10 of them.
First down for Kansas City. 47 seconds left to play here in the third. Fake the run play, Mahomes. And once again, too far for Chris Conley. Of course, Mahomes has the baseball background. His dad, longtime pitcher in the major leagues. Back in 2014 as a senior, White House High School in Texas, Mahomes threw a no-hitter, 16 strikeouts against Mount Pleasant.
I think as he gains more experience, he'll learn to throw the ball sooner on those deep passes and put a little more air under it so the receiver can adjust to it. It's almost as if he's throwing everything as a fastball, and when you do that, you have to be so spot on, very little room for error.
Mahomes, he tried a sidearm delivery there. Kenta Colby style, and the Raiders are running down the field. Calhoun has got the football. It was whistled dead.
Well, Fadal was in the throwing lane, and actually Mahomes threw it at him and hit him in the legs. just throwing the ball away. Watch number 95 here get in the way. They're just trying to throw it around him with one of those 10 or so throwing motions. Came by way of third base, trying to get around Brown.
33 seconds left to play in the third. It's 3rd and 10 for Kansas City. Hill goes in motion for the Chiefs. Play clock is down to 2. Mahomes, flag down. Out of the pocket. Mahomes launches. Caught by Kelsey. Gets up and runs with it for a touchdown. Will it stand? Mahomes hooks up with Kelsey for the 3rd touchdown of the day.
And again, total ad-lib play, and a play where the Raiders should have picked this one off.
Offside. Defense, number 23. That penalty's declined. Result of the play. It's touchdown.
Reggie Nelson in position to make the pick, but Mahomes again with the ball placement high enough to the 6'5". Kelsey goes up over the top as Nelson goes down. And the wits, keeping his wits about him, realizing he wasn't touched when he was on the ground. 3rd score of the day for Kelsey.
It's a monster afternoon for Kelsey. 10 catches, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. So they are checking. Of course, it's a scoring play, so they can take a look. Was he touched? After he got up, he was touched, but he reestablished. What do you say? At that point, you have to re-tackle him. He's not down on the ground where you have to touch. He got back up.
He's down here, though. When he was touched, that one knee was on the ground. And I think the officials just saw that. So this is going to be, I would think,
ruling on the field
taken
of
off the
touchdown
board.
is under review.
Great job by Reggie Nelson there. He tags him on the right knee as the left knee was still on the ground.
Yeah, that's the key right here. So he lifts up the right, but the left knee is still down. He's got him right there. The touch. He got him a little graze on the hand and then on the knee.
That's a great job by the replay booth, looking at our pictures and realizing that, hey, wait a minute. Got to look at this one because it was deemed to be a scoring play.
The flag was called on Nick Nelson, offsides. And we bring in Gene Steratore, who is taking a look at this as we are, our rules analyst. Gene, what do you see?
It was really close to them kicking that extra point, but I'm glad they stopped it. Guys, after what I've seen, it appears to me that this runner is down. Kelsey's going to be down at the 13-yard line, as we can see from this shot. The left hand of the defender on the right knee of the receiver with that left knee down. They'll bring this back, put it at the 13-yard line, and I believe they'll reset the game clock to 26 seconds.
Yeah, you're all over it, Gene. That's exactly what they're looking at right now. Clearly, this has taken a lengthy period of time because they want to make sure they got the yardage right, the clock right, and the touchdown's coming off the board.
The receiver caught the ball. However, he was down by contact at the 13-yard line. Therefore, it'll be first down and 10 for the 13-yard line. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 26 seconds.
And you did see the hands make contact even before Nelson touched the knee. So good job by the replay booth.
Well, Andy Reid's got a lengthy play sheet to select from.
Yeah, and Evan was talking about the relationship on the sidelines, and Andy said, Patrick will tell me when he doesn't like something.
Yeah.
And that's unusual for a young quarterback talking to his head coach.
He said he's opinionated and he's informed.
And a lot of times he's right.
10 seconds to go in the third. Mahomes throws a laser beam. Demetrius Harris, touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is a magician.
Well, and it's another throw that it looks like the Raiders have a shot at. You see Carl Joseph fly by, but this fastball on the run gets through to Harris before Gilchrist can get there either.
Patrick Mahomes threads the needle. The dive by Joseph, the coverage from Gilchrist, and there's nothing to review there. That's clean. Touchdown.
And 40 touchdown passes now on the season for Mahomes.
And that has quieted the crowd here in Oakland. Kansas City 33, the Raiders 16. 40 touchdown passes in 13 career games for Patrick Mahomes. And fully engaged with his teammates as the offensive line comes off the field. Mahomes, yep, put it on the board.
Remarkable.
We asked him about the importance of this week and this stretch. He said, look, we've put ourselves in the position to control our own destiny. Champions are made when it matters most. We know what's in front of us. These are words from Patrick Mahomes from our production meeting talking about the big picture. And now they'll sit down, take a look, and chop it up over there with a lot of success. But, you know, it was interesting when we talked to others, including Mitch Schwartz. He said Mahomes, he's very calm, maybe because he grew up around it, but he's got these special qualities, the confidence that he exudes, the expectations he has for himself. So he said you'll see him get upset at himself because he has raised the bar so high and he looks for perfection.
And having the experience of hanging around Major League Baseball players when his dad was a pitcher, you can't say enough about that, because he could see these professional athletes as human beings and really get a sense of, hey, it's a game, but the standards that he sets for himself are so high.
Run by Doug Martin up the middle will end the third quarter. We'll have much more coming up in the fourth from Oakland. We'll return here after this message and word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, the home of Super Bowl 53. 387 yards of offense for the Kansas City Chiefs. They've got a 33-16 advantage on the Oakland Raiders as we start this fourth quarter. 2nd and 3, give it to Martin. Sticks the helmet down and drives across the 35 for a first down.
Well, all three running backs for the Raiders have fumbled today. This Martin fumble led to a field goal. This Washington fumble led to another field goal. And then the latest one by Richard resulted in a touchdown. 13 points off of turnovers in a 17-point game.
It's been equal opportunity cough-ups with all three running backs a part of it. Martin works that sideline out of bounds. NFL Today update. Let's send it to New York. JB and Boomer.
The Patriots make it look so easy.
They sure do, JB. Minnesota tied it up at 10. Back came Tom Brady to Josh Gordon, 24 yards. Patriots retake the lead 17-10 as they enter into the fourth quarter.
Back to Ian, Dan, and Evan.
And guys, remember, the Patriots have the tiebreak over Kansas City if they were to end the season with the same record in a battle for the #1 seed. Well, fourth quarters have not been kind to Oakland, and games in general have not been kind. Nice throw to Jordy Nelson. But the Raiders are minus 72 in the fourth quarter, the worst in the league. 13-yard hookup. So Kansas City at 9-2, Houston 9-3. There's New England trying to move to 9-3. Chargers continue to put the pressure on as well at 8-3. Richard bounces to the outside and gets hit after the 2-yard pickup by Skandrick.
And let's give the Chiefs defense some credit for those fumbles too, because they were all caused by timely punch-outs. This defense, as Andy Reid talked to us about last night, Bob Sutton's crew rounding into shape. They're getting healthy. Good pressure on Carr throughout the day.
2nd down and 8 for Oakland. It's a Raider team that averages 17 points per game. Martin on the spin. 4-yard pickup. It's third down.
Dorian O'Daniel, the rookie out of Clemson, the victim of that spin move. But a veteran move. Martin felt O'Daniel on the outside and spun back to the inside.
Martin went to a couple of Pro Bowls as a member of the Buccaneers. Signed a 1-year, $1.475 million deal with the Raiders. 3rd and 4. Carr slings it to Nelson. Jordy Nelson, his 8th catch of the day. That one covers 9 yards and a new set of downs for the Raiders.
That's really a good sign for the Raiders. If he continues to improve with his health and make plays like that on 3rd down.
Oakland going no huddle here. Carr has cracked 200 yards on the day. Running play for Richard. Nice cut by Richard, and he's spun down inside the 5. Breeland Speaks, the rookie from Ole Miss, with a tackle. That's another 16 yards for Richard.
Great job by Gabe Jackson kicking out D Ford, and then we've seen a lot of these whirling dervish moves today from Richard, but you see him covering up that ball. Doesn't want to risk another fumble.
Make a change. Martin now in. Already has 1 touchdown, looking for another. Comes up short of the goal line. Brought down at the 1 by Williams. We'll count it down to the 11-minute mark of the 4th. Personnel changes here for Oakland. 10th play of the drive. And once again, they are bringing in Clinton McDonald, the defensive tackle. Along with an extra offensive lineman, Feliciano. Jumbo package. Carr looks, throws, wide open, a bubble, and a touchdown. Lee Smith for the Raiders. Flag is down.
Holding, defense number 38. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is touchdown.
Well, Oakland sold it.
Well, it looked like Carr lost the grip as he was spinning out of the from the center. It looked like he collided with Keith Smith, his fullback. See, right there, he ran into the fullback, Smith. But, found his tight end.
Lee Smith with his first touchdown of the season. Extra point from Carlson, and this one is not over. Kansas City maintains the lead, but the Raiders have put up a fight at home. Coming up after the game, time permitting, State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher, scores and highlights, all coming up on the State Farm postgame show. Oakland has cut it to 10. Carr's 2nd touchdown of the day. And Carlson to kick it off for Oakland. Return man Tremont Smith. Smith has got it at the 2. Smith hit, and a flag down as Smith went down at the 15-yard line. Carl Joseph with the stick. Six penalties on each team here today.
During the return, holding, return team number 56. Half the distance penalty to the goal. First down.
It's Neiman. CBS's Super Bowl season continues. Playoff pressure builds. Next Sunday, Baltimore takes on Kansas City. Indy meets Houston. The Chargers host Cincinnati. Check your local listings for the complete playoff picture. The NFL Today has got you covered beginning at 12 Eastern. Kansas City deep in its own territory. Mahomes on a give to Williams. And Williams lunging towards the 15-yard line. 7-yard gain. Oh, you are looking live at a legend. Brent Musburger, the radio voice of the Oakland Raiders. And yes, Dan, we could have the Bourbon Bowl right here today between you and Brent.
He's one of the great actors of all time.
Really?
On and off the screen.
Of course, you and Brent co-starred in The Water Boy.
Yeah, no holding back.
2nd and 3. Toss it to Kelsey, and a flag is thrown as he got to the outside.
I think they're going to get Conley.
Kelsey got enough for the first down, but the indicator is it's coming back.
During the run, holding, offense number 17. Half the distance penalty, remains 2nd down.
NFL Today update. JB and Boomer in the Big Apple.
Patriots again.
2 possessions in the second half, guys. 2 touchdowns. This is James Devlin right over the middle, 2 yards out. They extend their lead over the Vikings, 24-10.
Ian, Dan, and Evan.
Guys, it was just a few weeks ago where the Patriots stubbed their toe in Nashville and the questions started swirling. And New England, they always seem to have the answers. 2nd and 9 now after the penalty. Mahomes looking, hooks a pass, low, incomplete. Chris Conley, the target. And now it's 3rd and long.
You can see there's really nobody open here. Really good job by the 3 Raider defensive backs. A little hesitation by Mahomes, and he had to throw it in the dirt.
Raiders come out in the nickel. Mahomes and the Chiefs facing a 3rd and 9. 9:31 to play in the 4th. And it's loud in Oakland. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes throwing on the move. Incomplete. Pressure from Whitehead. And fortunate that the timing was a little bit off, or that could have actually been disastrous.
You can see the grimace from Mahomes as Whitehead takes him to the turf in the end zone. The tremendous series there defensively for the Raiders, aided by the penalty on Conley.
Colquitt punting. Harris waiting at the 46. Has a 49-yard return this season, but not going to try this one after the fair catch. 45-yard kick. Raiders with a football. Kansas City with a 10-point lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. The Mule, starring Clint Eastwood, in theaters December 14th. And by Ford, built Ford proud.
Coming up after the game, time permitting, State Farm postgame show. JB and the gang, latest NFL scores and highlights coming up. State Farm postgame show. 9:18 to play, 4th quarter here in Oakland. 33-23 Chiefs. Running play, Martin is spun down. The Chiefs were ready for it. D. Ford for Kansas City.
Well, the Raiders have run that same play so many times today. And finally, the Chiefs were able to get penetration from D. Ford to stop it before it could get rolling.
So a loss of 2 for the Raiders. Line of scrimmage is now the 44. Raiders have 162 rushing yards. Carr, incomplete with a flag down. Nelson and Skandrick. And Skandrick is skeptical.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
You can see a little bit of a tug on the jersey. I'm sure that Skandrick is thinking, is that ball even catchable? 17-yard penalty, and the Raiders start to gain that momentum right back.
Raiders have it inside the Kansas City 40. Carr up top. Jordy Nelson basically ran the same play.
Yeah, and the official's going to say he had it long enough before Skandrick punches it out. Raiders hurrying to the line of scrimmage, 1 foot down, 2 feet down. There's the punch out.
It's a clean catch to the 19 and a give to Martin, who is hammered after the gain of 3.
And where is the Chief pass rush? They've sacked Carr twice today, but he's had time to throw throughout this second half.
We hit the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Raiders are driving, trailing by 10. This is 9-2 against 2-9.
44.
Easy. Hey, 15 Willie.
2nd and 7 for Oakland. Carr and a give for Washington. And he takes it inside the 10. Right at the line to gain. Bailey and Hitchens collaborate for the Chiefs. And it will be a first down. 1st and goal at the 9 for the Raiders.
They just got enough.
The Raiders are getting outscored by an average of 6.5 points in the fourth quarter of games this season. Total yards nearly even. Trying to put pressure on the Chiefs here. Play fake, Carr, deep drop, and he will throw it away. He tosses it over the head of Jordy Nelson. 2nd and goal.
That was a real good job by Justin Houston. Here's Houston here. He's going to drop back and keep Jordy Nelson from getting into the end zone for a touchdown. Carr saw it and tried to put it in the stands, but a heck of a play by Houston.
2nd and goal from the 9. Shotgun for Carr. Quick toss. The box out. Touchdown. Marcel Aitman. The Raiders are alive.
His first career touchdown in the NFL. He's 6'4", basketball player. A little bit of a push off there on Nelson. And again, a perfect throw from Derek Carr. Away from the defense where only his guy can make the catch.
So a pass interference call on Skandrick put the Raiders into Kansas City territory, and then Derek Carr has done the rest. Curving it through is Carlson. Oakland has cut the Kansas City lead to 3. We've got a ball game at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. Raiders defying the numbers here today. First 11 games minus 72 in the fourth quarter. They are a plus 14 here against Kansas City this afternoon, and now trail 33-30 with 6:46 to go. This one will bounce in the end zone, come out to the 25-yard line for Kansas City. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the game between the Chiefs and the Raiders. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn. Our score 33-30 Chiefs. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. Well, Kansas City nursing a 3-point lead. And look, in these situations, this season, last season, this would often be Kareem Hunt time. Hunt released by the Chiefs on Friday. And Kansas City going with Spencer Ware and Damian Williams. Mahomes, tuck and run. Flag down as he slides. And he's marked down at the 32. 9 penalties against Kansas City here today. 6 against Oakland.
During the run, holding. Defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
It's Kerryon Conley, and that's penalty number 7 against John Gruden's squad.
And this is on a running play where he must have assumed that it was going to be a pass play, and he was holding on a wide receiver.
So the football is now at the 38 for Kansas City.
And this is where the Chiefs have got to get something going on the ground just to burn some clock here and grab some momentum back from the Raiders.
It's Mahomes on the keeper. Angles out across the 45. It's a 9-yard scamper by Mahomes.
Well, Mahomes had a good day running the ball. He's the leading rusher for KC. 6 carries for 55 yards. Had a 28-yarder earlier in the game.
Remember, Tyreek Hill had a 33-yard run. The longest run for Ware, 17. He does have a touchdown. And for Williams, 17. Second and 1. On the ground. Busting through is Spencer Ware with a flag down. So he takes it into Oakland territory, but the flag is thrown at the 46 of Kansas City.
Holding. Offense number 61. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It is Mitch Morse on the hold. The Chiefs 19-1 in their last 20 divisional games. That lone loss was here in Oakland last season.
Really uncharacteristic mistakes by the Chiefs coming off the bye. And, of course, the Kareem Hunt situation. You got to wonder where their heads are right now.
Shotgun, Mahomes. Second and 11, running play. It's Ware taking it to the outside and ridden down at the 45 by Whitehead. That's a 6-yard pickup for Spencer Ware. Kansas City 7-1, the divisional road record since 2016. And now the Chiefs face a huge play. 3rd and 5. Mahomes flags down. Mahomes buying time. Launching downfield. Broken up. Tyreek Hill along with Melvin. But that penalty marker tossed down at the 42.
Offside. Defense number 95. 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
Mahomes had a freebie and he knew it.
And he underthrew Tyreek Hill, allowing Rashawn Melvin to come back and break this one up.
Well,
Hill was 5 yards beyond Melvin, and still he almost made the grab.
He got a piece right at the end. Remember, Mahomes has overthrown a couple of targets here today. This one just a little short. Guilty party was Brown for Oakland. It's a new set of downs for Kansas City with under 5 minutes to play. Mahomes hits his man, Chris Conley. Extra yards for Conley to the 34. 18-yard pick up through the air. Conley, no relation with the tackle.
Yeah, and with Sammy Watkins battling a foot injury, Conley has really come up big as of late for the Chiefs. That time they split out Hill and Kelsey to the right side, drawing a lot of attention from the Raider defense, allowing Conley to find the open spot.
We will go under the 4-minute mark with a first down for Kansas City. It's a give to Williams. Weaving through traffic. Gang tackled inside the 30. 5-yard gain for Damian Williams. Jonathan Hankins along with Shalik Calhoun make the play for Oakland. 2nd and 5 for the Chiefs. 3:34 and counting left in the fourth. Raiders have 3 timeouts left, as do the Chiefs. Kansas City has 443 yards of offense. The Chiefs have not scored less than 26 points in a game this season. They lead at 33-30. Where? It's a wave from Oakland led by Maurice Hurst.
And Nicholas Morrow got in quickly into the backfield and forced Ware to change direction. Watch number 50 here. Gets an arm on him, slows him down, and that's where the rookie Hurst can clean him up.
Third and 5. Mahomes from the gun. Steps. Mahomes gets out of trouble. Uncorks. Oh, he's got Kelsey inside the 5. Mahomes calm and makes the play 25 yards downfield for Kansas City.
Well, this is especially Mahomes extending plays. The pocket is going to collapse on him, but he finds a little bit of an escape route right there. Gets close to the line of scrimmage, finds his big tight end for another huge play that could just salt this one away.
13 targets for Kelsey. He's made 12 catches for $168 and 2 touchdowns. Career highs for Kelsey in receptions and yardage.
No, they're just so in sync. It's almost as if the Chiefs are better on these ad-lib plays because of Mahomes' ability and also having a huge target in the athletic Kelsey.
Oakland has used its first timeout. 1st and goal for Kansas City. Give it to Ware. Brought down. Picks up a yard and a half on the play, and we roll down to the 2-minute warning. 33-30. Kansas City with the lead on the Raiders.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Kay Jewelers. For all the moments, for love, forever. And by Geico. 15 minutes could 15% or more on car insurance.
You talked about that huge day, Ian. There it is, 168 yards on that 3rd and 5. Kelsey bails out his quarterback on a 25-yard gain.
And a franchise record for Kelsey. 2nd and goal for Kansas City. Mahomes knocked down. And guess who he was looking for? P.J. Hall over there defensively as the Raiders got enough heat there.
Just one step, and he's going to use the big body to keep Gilchrist away from the ball. But the 6'1" P.J. Hall knocks it away.
3rd and goal for the Chiefs. Mahomes. End zone. Touchdown. Mahomes to Conley. And the Chiefs with an exclamation point.
Boy, and again, Conley benefiting from nice little pick there by the Raiders running into each other. Tyreek Hill didn't do anything except run his route. Conley with a hook route, wide open.
So Hill drew the attention. Raiders got bunched up, and it freed up Conley for the score. Mahomes, 4th touchdown of the day. Extra point from Butker. 40-30 Chiefs. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. and unbelievable new video and stories from California's mega fires. Plus, a moving tribute to President George H.W. Bush, followed by country sensation Garth Brooks live at Notre Dame and NCIS Los Angeles. That's tonight, only CBS. Well, Patrick Mahomes, you're going to have to start rewriting the history books. Mahomes, 7th game with 4 or more touchdown passes this season. Second most in the Super Bowl era behind Peyton Manning.
And a combination of his mobility, athleticism, and an offensive line that has not allowed a sack today in 38 pass attempts.
And when John Gruden used to meet with the quarterbacks entering the draft, that produced tremendous video. And one of those meetings was with Patrick Mahomes, and they really hit it off. And Gruden has been effusive in his praise this week regarding Mahomes.
And he's going to get more praise after this performance from John Gruden as well.
Let's send it to New York. James Brown.
Hey, Ian, after a tough loss today to the Arizona Cardinals at home and not living up to expectations this season, the Green Bay Packers have parted ways with longtime head coach Mike McCarthy. In his 13 years at the helm, he reached the playoffs 9 times, had a record of 135, 85, and 2, and he also won Super Bowl 45. Joe Philbin has been named the interim head coach. Back to you, Ian.
All right, JB, thanks very much. McCarthy, a Super Bowl champion with the Green Bay Packers. And the Packers making the move today after the loss to Arizona. Chris Jones gets to the quarterback with 1:40 to go. There's so many different coaching connections here. The West Coast system, Mike Holmgren, and the coaches that have succeeded that were under him. Toss to Cook, and he's out of bounds. We mentioned earlier about Andy Reid and John Gruden. Gruden telling the story about putting plays on the board for Holmgren. When we asked Andy Reid about his memories of Gruden, he said, well, first of all, in Green Bay, John had to drive Holmgren around a lot. He didn't like that, and we started calling him Miss Daisy. But then he said that John Gruden is a brilliant guy, great football coach.
And he'll get this thing turned around. There's no question in my mind. You just see the way that Raiders have fought today to really give the Chiefs everything they could handle.
Yeah, they were on that staff together for 3 seasons in Green Bay, 92 through 94. That picture was from the 93 season. Richard is hit. Brought down by Sorensen, and it's ruled incomplete.
When you talk about the West Coast offense, and you talk about Mike Holmgren, well, let's go back just a little bit farther to Bill Walsh, who started it all back when he was an offensive coordinator with the Cincinnati Bengals, learning from the great Hall of Famer Paul Brown. That's where the tree had its seeds.
Well, it's still blooming because coaches that are a part of that system, part of that tree, still popping up. Matt Nagy, of course, was with Kansas City, now with Chicago. They took a tough loss to the Giants today on a field goal in overtime. Roberts, the intended receiver there. So Kansas City will be home for Baltimore. That's next up for the Chiefs. Then hosting the Chargers Thursday Night Football. Obviously a lot of conversation over the last 48 hours regarding Kareem Hunt. And there are a couple of different viewpoints. Obviously, we're viewing it through the football prism here today. How do the Chiefs handle it without Hunt? The pass to Nelson, there's the human element as well. A teammate and how the players deal with that. Hunt, in an ESPN interview today, apologized, said he was disappointed, embarrassed in himself. He didn't tell the Chiefs. And that is why the Chiefs made the move so swiftly on Friday.
Offside, defense, number 95, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, makes first down.
After the video surfaced on Friday, it happened very quickly as Hunt was placed on the commissioner's exempt list, and then within half an hour, the announcement was made that he had been released by the team. You could tell in our conversation with Andy Reid, he cares for Kareem Hunt. And I think the Chiefs are hoping that Hunt can get his life together, his career together, but it doesn't appear it's going to be with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, and as far as the football thing considered today, there were lulls in the Chiefs' play today. No question that their focus and concentration has been affected by the Hunt situation, but their superior talent and led by their young, brilliant quarterback was enough to overcome it all.
Well, because the Raiders are down 10 points, they need the touchdown and they need the field goal. This is something that I think more head coaches should look at. Get into field goal range, take your shot, and at least give yourself a chance with an onside kick. That's what the Raiders do with Carlson.
And if they're successful with the onside kick, they still have 2 timeouts.
Yep. Look, the odds are stacked against you, but just because you get a touchdown doesn't mean that the onside kick changes anything. It just changes the way, if you recovered it, how you would approach that final drive.
Absolutely.
You're going to need the 7 and the 3 at some point. Take the 3. Now you're down by 7. 40-33, Kansas City. Highest scoring offense in the NFL, has put up 40 points on the road. Mahomes, 4 more touchdowns. 2 of them to Kelsey. And 472 yards of offense. But there will be questions popping up once again, and rightfully so. Defensively, they've allowed 442 yards to Oakland. They've given up 33 points.
Yeah, nobody wants to ever talk about moral victories, and I'm sure that nobody from the Raiders will say anything about that, but
Carlson pops it up in the air and controlled by Conley.
Boy, the Raiders had a shot at this too. Went by the first wave of Chiefs, but Conley smartly. This is a beautiful onside kick. Watch, it gets a big hop there and goes right past. Looked like Eric Harris had a shot at it.
Not sure if that ball went the 10 yards necessary. And Conley's waving bye-bye to the fans here in Oakland.
Well, the Chief fans are gathered behind the Chiefs bench.
Raiders had to wait for that ball to travel until they could touch it. Now Kansas City's in victory formation. Timeout taken. With 26 seconds left, John Gruden's going to make the Chiefs do it again. So Oakland will drop to 2-10 on the season. They are home for Pittsburgh, then at Cincinnati. And John Gruden, an Ohio native from Sandusky, Ohio, home of Big Tom Callahan. One more timeout.
Timeout, Oakland, 30 seconds.
And Gruden will share a moment with Andy Reid when this one hits 000. Kansas City, 40 points on the board. The Chiefs improve to 10-2. Kansas City holds off Oakland 40-33. Gruden and Reid and embrace. They could be doing this for a long time in this division. Kansas City, best record in the AFC. They maintain that #1 spot with this win. 10-2 overall for the Chiefs. New England and Houston, a game behind. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes, followed by Garth Brooks live at Notre Dame and NCIS, Los Angeles. So for the Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, this is Ian Eagle saying so long from Oakland. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, the home of Super Bowl 53.